And evacuation of Ugandan citizens failed to take off yesterday after negotiations between the Ugandan army and the South Sudan army came to naught. However, the exercise will be carried out today following an agreement in the negotiations this morning.
The sunrise in Gulu's Army 4th Division barracks brought with it revving engines of army tanks and trucks. The army had earlier communicated that they would send a quote-unquote light force into South Sudan to evacuate Ugandan citizens. And so, the convoy set off. However, on arrival at Elegu, the army was forced into end-on-end meetings with South Sudan army officials and police over the evacuation efforts.
I just want to put it straight to clear the air that UPDF has not yet entered South Sudan and we are not there. 2, our forces have not gone into contact with any forces from South Sudan.
This South Sudanese general was filmed arriving at the border in Elegu with his escorts. The escorts were, however, asked to remain at the border as he entered the Ugandan territory. He then held a long meeting at the Elegu border with Uganda police and army officials. After the meeting, he talked to NTV.
They were calling me to ask whether that the authority concerned in Juba is aware that there are teams that are coming to Uganda to go and bring the fire. I say yes. They were actually concerned, and that's actually the part of the meeting, but not generally. There were other issues.
Many fearing for their lives and displaced by the violence in Juba continue streaming in at the Uganda border post. Among those who crossed into Uganda today is this Somali national who was shot twice in the legs.
He was coming from Juba, heading to Kenya. So they shot him yesterday in Fageri. Yesterday evening around 5. Now we reached in Uganda this morning, this time.
A source within UPDF ranks told NTV that the army's entry into South Sudan was now a quote-unquote foregone conclusion. Hours later, we'd meet army trucks and tanks moving towards the Bibia barracks, which is the last military detach before South Sudan. The tense situation here at Elegu border post between Uganda and South Sudan might be what is holding back the UPDF from moving in to evacuate civilians that they had intended to evacuate today from Nisitu. We have learned that meetings have been held between the South Sudanese forces and the Ugandan forces to agree to a joint security plan for the evacuation of the civilians. Raymond Mujuni, NTV.